Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome back, sickos. Today is another disturbing movie list. This is not horror films. This is a bunch of thrillers and dramas that are really gonna either make your day or ruin your day, depending on how you feel about them. These films did both for me, and that's why they're on the list, but it's up to you to decide. Actually, leave in the comments below what does what for you. I'd love to hear about it. I was actually working on a really large, disturbing movie iceberg for you all, but I really want to be thorough with this one. There's a lot of films on there. I want to take my time and make sure I really get into detail. So look out for that in the coming weeks. I thought I'd take a break from working on that video and ruin my day by making yours, or vice versa. Maybe I'm making my day by ruining yours. Anyway, here is the list. Good luck. As most of you know, these lists are made up of films I haven't mentioned before in other disturbing lists videos. I don't like to repeat myself. I like giving you new recommendations, but I cannot believe it's taken me this long to find Daisy Diamond, because this film won't be easy to forget. Any film that begins with an intense classical violin is setting the tone to destroy not only your day, but maybe your week. And although this one starts with some innocent profile shots of our lead against a dark background, it's straight to rock bottom in the next scene where we watch a horrific assault with a bizarre twist. I wasn't lying about ruining your day. This is a bleak Danish drama, and it stars Noomi Rapace as a single mother who is struggling to keep her dreams of becoming an actress alive while juggling motherhood. A lot of the dialogue is just between her and her baby listening when they're alone, where she vocalizes her inner turmoil. The isolation she feels is felt by the viewer in these moments, and we are left to experience the baby crying in long sequences to feel her frustrations. It's a heartbreaking situation, and her reactions hit hard. Audiences actually reported that the first 40 minutes of this film were extremely hard to sit through, and I do agree, although it doesn't get any better after that. Her struggles lead to some unspeakable, disturbing outcomes. But this is just the start of her problems. Trust me, you have no idea where this is going. It's going to ruin your day though. The film goes to some truly dark places, creating a hypnotizing, self-destructive narrative about identity. But, as I said, these films also will make your day. And the true beauty in this film is the way that it's put together. It keeps cutting to her auditions when we're trying to learn who she really is. She's constantly dismissed and she loses roles, and we are denied, just like an audition, of knowing any more about her. The film is about her being reduced to certain parts of her identity, such as being a mother, and we as the audience fight the same battle of getting to know her character. As the film progresses, she finds that no matter how hard she tries to apply herself, she is constantly reduced to surface parts of herself: her gender, her age, her accent, and being a sexual object. It's a hard watch, but a spellbinding performance, and I promise it will take you on a bleak journey with disturbing themes. Obviously, this one is not safe for work, that goes without saying, but just doubling down. Before 500 Days of Summer, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel starred in the intense drama Manic together. The film also stars Michael Bacall. I had no idea this film existed, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt has such a gravitational pull towards dark films. I mean, Mysterious Skin has to be the most disturbing, and of course I've already included that on another list, but this film truly did both disturb and move me. And don't let the raw and independent look of this film keep you from watching. It's an important drama that touches on mental health in youth, as we follow Lyle, who is sent to a psychiatric facility after he attacks another student at school. Here he meets other troubled teens who are struggling with their own unique issues. And yes, you're right, it's kind of like Girl Interrupted, but at the same time, completely different. The film has handheld cinematography shot on a Sony PD-150 digital video camera. Its simple lighting and stripped back setting gives a true fly-on-the-wall experience. And majority of the extras on this movie were teenagers that actually had been in hospitals to treat depression. Everything about this film feels unjust, bleak, and realistic, almost too realistic. The whole film, apart from a few shots, takes place inside the facility, giving the audience the same perspective as the teens. We're trapped inside, and this has become our reality. The film also displays the incredible awkwardness of teens. It's an unpolished film in all regards, which adds to its credibility. This is not a glamorized portrayal. It's a hard watch as these teens spiral out of control, desperately trying to hold onto anything. But it's an authentic story that reflects the awkwardness of finding yourself as a teen, especially when you've been thrown into a battle that you don't understand mentally. The film captures the painful and confusing journey of adolescence, magnified by the weight of mental health struggles. It's a story of just how isolating and overwhelming it can be to search for identity and stability. The next film is no joke. Talk about not safe for work. I was not ready for Thriller, A Cruel Picture, and it's been on my to-watch list forever. I cannot believe I put it off till now. Please don't make the same mistake as me and put it on the back burner. It is truly an unforgettable and deeply unsettling movie, and I think that's your thing if you're watching this list. This action crime thriller is about a young woman who was assaulted in a horrific attack as a child. 15 years later, the attack has left her mute and isolated, and once again she's taken advantage of by a stranger and thrown into a life of pure horror with sex trafficking. But this is a story of revenge, and it's unlike anything you've seen before. Although it's a simple and classic tale, it's a cruel story of revenge served cold with intent, precision, planning, and insane brutality. This film does not mess around, and it is intense, but stylized to perfection. The film is beautiful, with vibrant tones and a spellbinding score, sharp dialogue, and one of the most insane, visceral montages ever put on film. This film has a lot of scenes, X-rated scenes, that show great detail. I was not ready. The film shows the main character's daily life, and it's no wonder why it was banned in so many countries, but came back as a cult classic. It's been said that these explicit scenes were inserted into the film to capitalize on the growing trend of liberalized pornography in Denmark and Sweden during that period. And Christina Lindberg, who plays the lead, Madeline, is a total badass in this film. This might be my new Halloween costume. The movie is also referred to as They Call Her One Eye, Hooker's Revenge, and The Swedish Vice Girl. There is no wonder why this film was a huge inspiration for Kill Bill. Some say that's where he got the eye patch. The movie is so conflicting to watch because it's so beautifully crafted, yet horrific at the same time. In the end, it's a story about self-preservation and leaves no stone unturned, not holding back even once, which of course leaves a great lasting impression. I saw Monster back in May, and I don't think I've added this to a disturbing list yet. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And it very much suits this theme because it destroyed me for days, but it was such an amazing watch. I'm so glad that I got to see this one in the cinema. It's one of those films that make you question humanity, the good and bad. Monster is a twisted Japanese drama thriller about a young boy who concerns his mother when he begins to act strange. His mother is determined to find out why his behavior has changed so dramatically, but as she follows him to school, what she finds is just her own perspective. And this story has many sides. The magic and tragedy of this film is the way that it's structured, slowly peeling back a layer at a time, letting the audience sit in the mystery, and when the conclusion hits, you almost wish you could go back to what you didn't know. But the characters make it all worth it. Minato, played by Soya Kurokawa, is an absolute star. I can't even comprehend how a child could stretch themselves so far for a character. And the result is a brilliant, twisted ride that kept me awake at night. You may want to watch this one with a friend because when it ends, it is worth a discussion, especially if you reflect on the title of the film after discovering the truth. I'm being vague, yes, but trust me, it's on purpose. You'll want to avoid spoilers. I really didn't mean to put back-to-back films about school children, but Playground is a really unique film in so many ways, but it also only takes place in school. In fact, the film is so clever in its delivery, it truly has you walking in the children's shoes. In this film, adult problems may not exist yet, but when true danger roams in the playground and you're a child, you are not equipped to deal with the lasting effects. This Belgian film is a beautiful, soft yet startling tale about two siblings living two very different realities at playtime. Nora, new to school, witnesses her older brother being bullied and rushes to protect him, unaware of the unwritten laws the children have with boundaries and getting adults involved. As the film progresses, the bullying gets worse and Nora is stuck between her own development, her brother, and the adult world. As I said, this film is very clever. It has a genius way that it frames the subjects only ever being at eye shot with the children. Adults have to bend into shot, and most of the film, they remain out of focus. This film is about Nora and how she views life. And although you'll start off wanting Nora to dob on the students, you'll soon fall under the film's perspective spell, realizing she has no power in this situation, and your heart breaks with some of the decisions she has to make. It's a really tough watch, but again, the child actors knock it out of the park. It's really up to them to carry the whole film, and every micro expression hits the mark. It's possibly the least disturbing on this list if you're looking for somewhere to start, but it did both depress and impress me. I shed a tear at the end of this film. It was very special and disturbing. Okay, this is a film that I have mentioned on my channel, but not in a disturbing list, and it needed to be in here. It made my monthly wrap up last month. It was disturbing, the tension was unmatched, and it's the definition of making and breaking your day. Femme follows a drag queen who is living out her glory on stage, and confidently she walks outside to take a break away from the club, but this eventually leads to her being followed and assaulted. Now out of drag, Jules' life has been torn apart by this encounter. Attempting to re-enter society, he heads to a bathhouse where he now comes face to face with his attacker. Only they don't know it's him. This film explores the complexities of queer identity and revenge in one fell swoop, leaving the viewer with their jaw on the floor. I promise this is such a wild film. It was adapted from the 2021 BAFTA short film that has the same name, that runs for 20 minutes, and honestly, they're very different stories. I was really shocked when I went back and watched the short. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it, but it's brutal and abrupt in a completely different way. I felt like Femme was able to take its time and really explore all avenues. This feature holds the tension masterfully and is one of the most anxiety-ridden films I've ever seen. It also led to some really thought-provoking conversations I had with some of you guys online discussing the toxicity portrayed by all of the characters in the film: Jules, his friend, and his attacker. I see the story as rather Shakespearean, sharing common elements like love, identity, revenge, and appearance. It's a drama thriller that will leave you obsessed and destroyed. This film actually inspired this list and inspired the idea behind the name of this list, so make sure you put it at the top of your to-watch list. I promise if you like the same kind of content as I do, things that truly impact you, this is the one. It's one of my favorite films I watched this year, and it both ruined and made my day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more disturbing videos. I do horror movies, I do thrillers, and I do disturbing videos. I like the genres and the themes that impact you. I like feeling devastated by a film. I'm going to keep working on this big tier video, but I will see you guys very soon for Smile, which I'm very excited about. And also, if you missed it, I checked out A Different Man. And if you liked the films on this list, this one is wacky and pretty bleak, so check that one out too, spoiler free. Of course, add your own additions to the comments. I love checking out your recommendations, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye, friends.